Hey, how's it going? This is Jack here with Mr. and Mrs. Leeds. I hope you got some insight out of the site auditor for the website rebelandconnect.co. I want to do a follow-up video analysis and provide some additional insight as to what I can see as a search marketer in terms of your SEO and how we would be able to help if we were to work together in this project. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get started. The first thing that I did was I pulled up this tool called Ahrefs. Ahrefs allows search marketers like myself to look at the metrics of a website. So you can see I punched in your website, and let me explain kind of what I can see right off the bat. So right here, your backlinks and referring domains, and your UR and DR. In case you just don't know right now, your backlinks and referring domains are basically the number of websites that are out there that are currently pointing back to your website. So via a link, a hyperlink. So for example, if there is a blog out there that's called retreatblog.com, they went out there and they made a post, and in that post they said, hey, if you're looking for uh, remote team retreats, visit rebelandconnect.co, and it'd be a link that goes back to your website, right? Um, Believe it or not, Google actually tracks all of these different links that are pointing back to your website, and they use that data to determine how authoritative your website is. And if you think about it, it kind of makes sense because if a website is going out of their way to link out back to your website, it's almost like they're referring their readers, their viewers of that website over to you. And so as long as the website itself is relevant and quality, you want a lot of these links pointing back to your website because it shows Google that you're an authoritative website that other websites like to prefer to. And on top of that, they also like to um, it shows Google that you're just a popular website that people like to talk about and things like that. So we noticed that in current Google's algorithm that the number of backlinks and the quality of your backlinks are a huge portion of that. So the referring domains, you want to be shooting for about 300, 400 referring domains. We've seen a lot of success in that on about 1,000 to 3,000 backlinks. Your UR and DR is the quality of your backlinks. You want these to be higher than lower. So you can see that the quality of your current backlinks don't tend to be too high, and we can definitely help you with that because we have our own ways of sourcing links and making sure that they're the quality kinds of ones that Google's looking for. Besides that, your organic keywords are the current for different phrases that you rank in Google for, and then this is the estimated number of people that are visiting your website per month, which is 3. So definitely room for improvement. Now, I understand that you would like to rank for the keyword remote work. Um, Actually, before I show you that, let me show you one thing real quick. Now, I did a little bit of homework before I made this video. I understand that your website has to deal with like offering remote retreats for remote teams, right? And which is why I typed in retreat right here to see what kind of keywords pull up. But let me type in remote work so you can see some of the metrics on that keyword. And so this is kind of how we like to operate here at Mr. and Mrs. Leeds, and usually any other digital marketing agency, if they know what they're doing. We kind of work backwards, right? So when we build out a website or we help with the on-page elements of an SEO or how to get more traffic to a website, we don't just look at the website and say, hey, this image isn't very good, this part sucks, and we need more content, things like that. What we do is we figure out the kinds of searches that are made in Google that are relevant to your website. So we use tools like these so that we can see exactly how many searches per month that a certain phrase gets, how difficult it is to actually rank it, and if you currently rank for those kinds of phrases right now. That way, what's the point of going after a keyword or building and optimizing your SEO efforts around a keyword that's getting 5 searches per month, right? As opposed to if you focused on a search that gets thousands of searches per month. So, and especially if it's a lot easier to rank, right? And it's actually a big factor in that. And this is where we come into that issue right here. So you can see right here that remote work, that phrase actually has a decent amount of value. You can see it gets 4,400 searches per month. The problem is when we run into this right here. The keyword difficulty is on a scale of 0 to 100, and this is actually a really good estimate of how difficult it is for us to rank this kind of keyword. 77 is I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's very difficult. These are the kinds of people that have paid thousands of dollars into their SEO for years. Every month for years for them to be able to hold this spot. So it's going to be very difficult for you to rank for these kinds of phrases. Remote, like it's like remote control. So there's a lot of that kind of thing that doesn't really Work from home remote job. So instead, I searched up a retreat, right? Because you're that's kind of what you offer. You offer to we encourage remote leaders to create cultures of meeting using custom retreats, right? So that's kind of what you guys do. And so you can see right here. Check this out. This phrase, the retreat Gainesville. Ooh, well, you know what? That might actually be a brand or something like that. But this has 0 KD, which means that it's very you can rank for this phrase very quickly, and still gets 8,000 searches per month for that phrase. Brattleboro Retreat, Couples Retreat. Oh, okay, so that's a movie. Silent Retreat. Expeditious retreat, meditation retreat. So these are actually pretty not bad for specific keywords to rank for that are similar to what you offer now. I know yours is specifically in terms of like remote teams, but there's no reason that you wouldn't offer a meditation retreat for remote teams and things like that. And you might get inquiries from people that might necessarily have a remote team but are interested in doing a retreat just for their team in general. So definitely something to look into. So that's the kind of thing that I would do if we were to do the SEO work for you. So I would go in here and I would find the most optimal keywords that have decent amount of search volume with low keyword difficulty, and specifically build out an inner page for that keyword. So what I mean by that is, let's say, and this is something that's worked very well for our previous clients, which is why I know that this is something that would work very well for you guys as well. Right here, you can see this inner page. I'm sorry. So right here, this Rebel and Connect.co is your home page. But this right here is actually an inner page within your website. And so it's /concierge. And so what I would do is I would actually build out a inner page specifically targeting every single one of the keywords. So let's say I grab 10 keywords. I would physically go out there and build out a inner page specifically targeting that phrase. So let's say I wanted to target the phrase meditation retreat. What I would do is I would build out an inner page that says meditation dash retreat. And then in there, I would have like 1,500 words of content because it shows Google that you're an authoritative website. And then just start throwing the links and things like that towards this page, because it's just going to help show Google that you specifically want to rank for that phrase when you build out an inner page that are specifically targeting it. And it's just something that we've noticed has worked phenomenally well in terms of the speed at which it ranks, as well as how much effort, how much resources it takes to rank for it. So this is just very good SEO practice. And like I said, that's the kind of thing I would do. There's a lot of other things that I didn't talk about the website. Like there's so many like little tweaks and on-page SEO things that that we would do that helps show Google that you deserve to hold the #1 spot. So if you think of SEO in general, there's not a lot of companies, there's not a lot of websites yet that are spending a lot of money or if anything onto their SEO, which leaves a huge gap in the market for the 5% of business owners that are investing into SEO to really capitalize on internet and the sensation of how much traffic, how much worth your website can actually be, as opposed to just having a website just because everyone has a website, right? And so if you, just by implementing the things that I've talked about just in this video, you're going to be ahead of 95% of your competition. And then from there, because Google and the search engine right now is designed to be monopolizing, right? So if you hold the #1 spot, you're monopolizing on like 50% of the traffic, and then it just kind of dwindles down there from on the first page. And don't let me even get started to the second page, because if you think about it, who actually hits the second page when they type in any phrase into Google, right? And so a lot of business owners have a hard time understanding the value of SEO, and the goal of videos like this is for me to show you exactly what's potentially out there and what it takes for you to get to that spot. Right? And so, like I said, I'm very confident in our ability to rank our clients. We can rank our clients #1 eventually for any phrase. It's just a matter of their budget and their time frame that they're able to allocate to this. And like I said, I would love to talk further about what we could do with you guys if we were to get started on this. I'll leave a phone number at the bottom of the email just in case you'd like to talk about anything that I mentioned here in the video. Otherwise, we can chat back and forth via the email and just go from there. But I'll wrap it up here. I hope you got at least a little bit more insight than what the site auditor showed, and would love to talk to you further about this and where to take this. So again, I appreciate it and hope you have a great rest of your day and week. Thank you.